Have you heard about this? It's Christmas time. Have you heard about this, guys, in the news that it's Christmas? Eric, can I get some Christmas music?
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining.
Okay, well, it's the Neon Nightcast podcast, hosted by yours truly, Michael Thrax, and then I'm joined by Garrett Zagri and Eric the Dr. Soybean.
Thanks, or as I like to call the two of you, the Skipper and Thurston Howell to my Gilligan.
I was trying to do a, what's his name, Eric?
Letterman?
Yeah, I was trying to do a Letterman intro and then have Eric do a shitty song. But then you ruined it, Garrett.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you two have this special brotherly connection and I just fucking ruin everything all the time. I'll just sit out.
Wow. Tensions are high here on the Neon Nightcast podcast. But it shouldn't be high. It should be jolly. It should be full of...
I'm just the fucking third wheel while you and Eric are fucking... I'm just sitting here doing nothing.
It should just be full of Christmas joy and yum-yums in our bellies and images of presents dancing on our heads.
Why would they be dancing on our heads?
I don't fucking know. It's Christmas bullshit.
Well, they should just be dancing on... Why didn't you say dancing under the tree?
Because we're dreaming about them while we sleep. We're all like curled up in a bed.
I still think
we're all anxious and dreaming
on our head, in a dream setting,
dreaming about presents.
There's a lot of old-timey Christmas shit that nobody does anymore, like sugar plums and
chestnuts,
roasting chestnuts over an open fire.
And fruit cakes.
Yeah, call me old-fashioned, but nothing gets me more excited than receiving an orange on Christmas morn.
Yep, after a night of wassailing. That's where you... Wassailing is when you do that shit. Which, like, they still show that on TV sometimes, but I've never seen this done in real life. But it's where, you walk around to people's houses and sing Christmas songs at their front door.
Thought that was just caroling.
Yeah, caroling. What are you talking about? Wassailing.
The actual name for it is wassailing, but anyway.
Eric, don't get your fucking.
I'm sure.
Words in here.
I'm sure there's some cringy ass Mormon family in like America that for sure goes around Christmas caroling still.
Has anyone here in your life ever seen somebody do that? The answer is no. But
no, I'm sure Garrett has seen it. For sure. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I've done that. Like, our church youth group got on the back of a trailer.
So lame.
We live in redneck USA.
Yeah.
And we got on the back of a trailer with some hay barrels to sit on. And then we went around the town and we just sang Christmas carols.
Did you really?
Yep.
Yeah, Eric, that's what you do in Texas.
I'm for sure it's a huge thing in America. It's just probably not big in Canada.
Did you drink hot apple cider and have plum pudding?
I had apple crown. It was close enough to keep my belly warm.
Apple brown Peggy?
No, apple crown. I didn't say apple. I don't know how you got apple brown Peggy from apple.
An apple, and you know what her secret recipe is? Sugar.
Ingredient.
What did I say?
Secret recipe.
Secret ingredient.
Oh, here's my recipe. It's sugar.
Okay, whatever. Sugar. All right. Like spag Peggy and meatballs, and she just adds like a teaspoon of sugar or something? It's like
orange juice.
Yeah,
that's her secret.
That's the brown Betty one.
You should just add MSG to everything you eat.
You really should.
Make it taste better.
The other day, the other day, a fellow coworker of mine went for Chinese food before his shift, and he told me that he puked. And he was like, "Oh yeah, it was just shitty like MSG Chinese food."
That doesn't make sense.
No. So then as he was puking it up, he said it was like full noodles, and I was like, "Well, there's your fucking problem. You didn't chew properly."
Yeah, I doubt it was MSG because I actually once got Chinese restaurant syndrome, and it gives you a rash.
Like MSG though, like is just stigmatized as bad. but it's not
so
really.
good.
It's not worse than like salt.
You're right. It isn't.
bad
It's
side
only
effects of MSG other than
It's only like the one time in my life I got it. I'm sure they must have like accidentally added more than they usually do, and that's why it happened. Because I've never had it happen to me before or since. So, but
I went to
if you lose a little bit, it's fine.
I went to a Chinese restaurant that like had no MSG. They didn't serve MSG in their food, and it was fucking awful.
Yeah, I bet.
I never went back. Why? How do we get on this topic?
Yeah.
Well, for some reason, Christmas always makes me think of Chinese food, and I think it's because of the Christmas story. But we'll talk about in the second part of our Christmas special Neon Nightcast podcast, Christmas special season 1, year 1 cast.
Yeah.
Let's talk about TV shows and their Christmas specials.
Well, I guess the first one that comes to mind is technically the first ever episode of The Simpsons was a Christmas special.
With Santos?
The one where they get the dog, Santa's little helper, who they have for the whole rest of the series.
Until he died.
Satan's little helper.
Oh.
And, yeah, I don't know. It was season 1 Simpsons, so it hadn't really gotten good yet. But, I don't know. It was an okay Christmas special, I guess.
Yep.
I remember it was the first place that I heard the... everybody in school, the parody of the Jingle Bells, the parody of the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song.
Batman smells Robin Laden.
No. That's the Jingle Bells, the Rudolph song, where it's like, they never let him join in the reindeer games like strip poker.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
You'll go down in history, like George Washington.
Yeah, there you go. Garrett gets it.
Okay.
And that was the first place that I heard that.
Man, that takes me back, because, like, back when you're a kid and Christmas matters, like, first of all, Christmas songs were really nice, but then, like, to be an edgy 8-year-old singing songs like that, and, like, thinking they're so, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg, like, it was so funny, and, like, you get, I don't know, it was part of Christmas, it would get you sucked up into the spirit, but, like, now I'm just dead inside, I guess, because I just don't care.
Well, you know what I was
actually to celebrate Christmas with, Mikey.
I was actually talking to a buddy about this the other day, and I actually do enjoy as an adult, like when I go to like malls and shit like that, or just like out in I actually enjoy seeing like Christmas decorations. And
you get
Christmas
all
lights.
Wanderlust, your eyes get like really big, and you're like, ah.
Yeah, I like that, but the thing I can't fucking stand is hearing Christmas songs on the radio everywhere you go.
Yeah, to get coffee at work, you have to go. I have to go out into the front, and anytime there's a Christmas song on, I'm just like,
Come on, Christmas songs aren't that bad.
Some of them
can't
are.
stand it. So you know what
like,
it is? It's
Christmas songs. It's only bad if like they start playing them before like Thanksgiving. Like if they start playing them before December, it's bad. Like I would say you get a free pass on Christmas songs throughout the entire month of December, but afterwards or before, like you just shouldn't play them.
You guys have Thanksgiving in November, so starting after that, whatever. But literally after Halloween, Christmas decorations will go up and Christmas music will start playing. So we have it for all of November and all of December.
Yeah, see, Christmas decorations here go up right after Thanksgiving, and then they come down usually after New Year's.
Yeah.
So it's a good maybe month and a week that like Christmas is around in the States, or at least where I grew up.
If I ever own a house, those decorations are going up once, and that's it. They're never gonna come down.
Did you know like some towns actually have regulations or like laws like if your Christmas directions aren't down by January 31st, you'll get fined.
I would just rip it up. I'd just be like, don't tell me how to own my house.
Shout out to all the people out there who still use real Christmas trees, because I think they smell great and they're so awesome. But like, fuck plastic trees.
Yep. Nothing like deforesting our earth for a little Christmas spirit.
Because they're not farmed.
Well, they're farmed, but you can just keep those you can just keep those trees up and let them fucking grow.
I don't think it really matters. Eric's got a point. They are farmed. But
hey, I'm just playing.
How much fucking plastic is being used?
Allow me trees to play.
Yeah, there you go. That's even worse.
Well, are you throwing your fucking plastic tree out every year?
That's valuable
if
oil.
The cat and dogs get into it.
That's a valuable oil.
Allow me to play devil's advocate, Eric.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
And then it cuts to me playing a pinball machine called
Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, funny Simpsons joke. The Simpsons does have a lot of good Christmas episodes. I really like the one where Bart gets caught for shoplifting.
Yeah, because it's basically
get fucked by the security guard.
Yeah,
there's a new porn style that's like that. Like
security guard.
Shoplifter.
Yeah. It's literally the same back room, the same fake store from the pawn porn.
What?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So there was a porn thing out for a while, Eric, that was like a pawn shop.
Oh.
And it would be like, oh, I have like this like first edition book, and he'd be like, oh, it's not first edition, it's worthless. And she's like, oh, but I really need to make some money. And he's like, well, you're a cute girl.
Let's go talk in the back office about it.
And he's like, it's like, I'll give you the $300 you need to get your babe out of jail if you suck my dick. And, anyways, it's not Christmassy.
And then he's like, you know what? I have a buddy who knows all about sucking dick. Let me make a call.
But anyway, the new one is
now.
now.
So the new one, it's just literally it's the same store. They get caught stealing in that store.
And it's like, let me strip search you. Oh, look, my fingers got to go up your vagina to check in case you put the merchandise
Oh, shit.
there.
She's getting a little wet, boys. Winking to the camera. My favorite... No, I'm not going to tell you what my favorite is. It's really fucking cringy, and it's really not appropriate. But it's pretty popular right now, and you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Anyways... the episode
after.
Yeah. The Christmas Simpsons Christmas. Bart got caught stealing. That's actually a heartwarmer episode. It makes you really feel really good.
I remember. So, I like the one that's American Dad Christmas special where they kill Santa Claus.
The one where they go up in the mountains, or I guess it's the one before it where
it's the one where they kill Santa Claus and then they bury his body because they thought he was a mall Santa because Stan bought Steve, that's his name, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He bought him an AR-15 assault rifle, and they're in the fucking mall parking lot shooting it. And he's shooting at this snowman, and then behind the snowman is Santa.
Yep.
And then Santa dies and vows revenge on the Smith family. So yeah, that's when
because he's an immortal spirit or something.
Yeah, and then that's it's Roger's. It's my favorite story with Roger because he goes to make moonshine, and he goes to live with this super crazy hillbilly. And then there's a huge battle between the elves and the Smith family.
Yeah, that one's really good. The year after that, they had Stan's father become
Santa.
No,
Krampus.
Krampus, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is the latest overdone hipster meme. You never heard anything about it, but then then 3 years, it's Krampus. Let's make a horror movie about Krampus.
Yeah,
I mean, That's how all movies are made, though. It's like a tiny little godforsaken story from a fucking European country that gets made into a movie.
I learned about Krampus by playing The Binding of Isaac, which I am doing a Let's Play of currently on this channel, the Neon Nightcast channel.
Yes,
So-
you should upload more, though.
Well, I got like 5 in the backlog, and I'll fucking upload some. Give me a
Mike, why haven't
break.
you uploaded more yet?
I wanted to get Paper Mario done, which is at part 40 out of 46. It's almost done. Yep.
All right, moving on.
Moving on. Let's talk about Charlie Brown. No. Yes.
I mean, you brought it up. We might as well talk about
Let's
it.
talk about Charles Brown. Do you guys like the Charlie Brown fucking Christmas special?
No, I always found Charlie Brown just like incredibly fucking boring.
I found it really sad because they have that little tree, and then all the ornaments they put on it are just
Drooping it over.
killing it.
And then, like, Snoopy pisses all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Snoopy's piss has like magic qualities, and it makes it turn into a giant tree, and then everyone's happy.
So, like, Charlie Brown's, like, crying. He's like, it's dead. Just, yeah, pee on it. And then it's, like, starts, like, magical music starts playing as he's pissing on it, and it's, like, getting bigger. And he's like, yeah, Snoopy, piss!
And then he's like, everyone pee on
Pee on my Christmas tree. And it's, like, growing really big.
Also,
I love you, Patty Mayonnaise. And she, like, kicks him in the balls or something. I don't
you're
know.
the Patty Mayonnaise is Doug. Peppermint Patty. sir.
Peppermint Patty. Whatever, man.
Also, was the bird called Woodstock because he was high as fuck?
Yeah, man, he's always blazing up. That's why he's so chill, man. He's like blazing it up, man. He's fucking like.
Woodstock and Snoopy are like, Snoopy's doghouse was actually just like a smoke box.
Yeah. I want to own a truck when I'm older, and I want there to be like mud flaps of Snoopy and like a picture of Woodstock flipping someone off.
You want to be a trucker, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what that reminded me of? I mean, this is totally off topic, but I'll just tell it real quick. You know those stupid truck nuts that some people have?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I people in my family own them.
Yeah, I bet they do. You
Dude,
redneck scum.
The other day when I was walking out to get like a coffee, a guy's like one of those motorized scooters. He had truck nuts on his
Oh.
scooter.
I've seen that before.
And do they have like a little reef around the nuts?
I've seen someone with truck nuts on their scooters and then like a giant American flag on it. It's just like,
Hilarious.
How can you be like a fancy European boy with your little scooter, but like still have all that?
Not
like a
a
fucking
fatty scooter, not a
Yeah.
European scooter.
Like a rascal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like even worse, kinda.
the ones for fat people or old people.
I always remember when we were traveling towards the compound where your brother's wedding took place, and we stopped off at that gas station, Buc-ee's. And then, like, I'm like, I need to get a big gulp. So I got, like, this, like, 4-liter Dr. Pepper. And everyone around me was, like, 300-plus pounds. And there was, like, 5 people on Rascals. And I'm just like, this is fucking disgusting.
Hey, man, the U.S. isn't the most obese country anymore. It's Mexico now.
Because of America's influence.
Not really. Have you ever
apparently
seen?
in Mexico, there's just, like, fucking taco trucks on, like, every corner, though. So,
No, it's not. It's not even that. Like, sometime YouTube like Mexican dessert truck, because like I'm telling you, man, they take like a fucking like soup cauldron and fill it full of like 9 different kinds of ice creams and then like spray cotton candy on the top. It's ridiculous.
I thought it was because of like the introduction of like American foods. That's what I heard.
Mexico has their food isn't the healthiest anyway. Like there's a fuck ton of grease and salt.
I
and just,
love Mexican food though. Like
Mexican food is amazing.
when I was
I'm
in
just saying it's
Texas,
not healthy.
when I was in Texas the first time and we had like legit Mexican food, I was like, This is fucking amazing. Like cactus, so good.
Napolitos or something like that.
I was like, what? Aren't I gonna get prickles in my mouth eating this? But nope.
No, yeah, fucking like they wouldn't eat. Mike, they wouldn't eat the fucking stinger thingies.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding around.
Like at the store that I used to work at, the grocery store I used to work at, like we would sell cactus leaves.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and we like for the most part, most of the needles were taken out, but every now and then there'd be one that would have one. But
I've never seen that here, but I have. Sometimes in summer they do sell cactus pears here, which are fucking amazing.
we used to have those too. Cactus apparently is really good on eggs, like scrambled eggs with some cactus.
Man,
Huh?
That's what I hear. I don't think I've ever actually had it, but
come on, you're part Mexican.
yeah, but like I don't have any Mexican culture in me. Like legit zero.
You don't even have American culture anymore. You're just like nothing.
I don't want to be American or Mexican. I want to be
American.
I want to be Japanese.
Go gun to your head. Which are you gonna pick, American or Mexican?
Like, what do you mean?
Like they're like you either have to be a Mexican, a stereotypical
American.
Mexican, or a stereotypical American.
Either way, you're a fat fuck who just eats a shit ton.
I think I'd much rather be a Mexican than an American, because at least I wouldn't be ignorant. Ha ha!
Hello?
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding around. Come on, viewers. I love you. I love all
No,
types
everyone,
of
if you're
peoples.
American, you have to unsubscribe. I'm sorry.
No.
I think this is going to be the last episode that we record.
No, come on. Come on, everybody. Well, anyways, we're really off topic today because I guess I don't know, like, what is there to talk about of Christmas TV specials? Like, okay, Frasier. Let's talk about Frasier.
The one whenever they're like, "Hey, Dad, you gonna be here for Christmas?" He's like, "Oh no, son, I've got to work." And then they're like, "Ah," so then they go meet him at work.
Oh.
And then something happens to where they accidentally leave all the presents. Oh, they were going to meet him at work, but then he got the day off, right?
So the presents were locked inside his work.
Yeah, so then the ending credits, it's like December 26th, and they're unwrapping the presents in
the lobby.
In the lobby where Martin works.
Right.
That was a good one. I also like, there's a bunch of, I think, was it a Christmas special when Frederick came to visit him and he was a goth? Or was that just he was visiting just because?
It's either the one where he's a goth or the one where he's addicted to video games. And like Niles is playing. Niles dies in the training room or whatever.
Oh yeah. That was so
I didn't even know you could die in this level.
Yeah.
There was the episode where Ross, she wanted to make more money around the Christmas time, so she wanted like a
Roz. Yeah,
she wanted a raise, so she like got herself naked in like a big package and like left herself in like Frasier's office, and then like he opened it and she was naked and like they fucked.
I remember that was a good episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
I was surprised they could air it.
Yeah, because it's basically hardcore porn.
Yeah, I mean, Kelsey Grammer had some amazing acting. Actually, it wasn't that amazing because Roz was pretty hot back then. I don't know what she looks like now, but
she was hot back then. I agree. Yeah, what does she look like now?
I don't know.
Someone post that in Discord while I continue to talk.
Well, you gotta continue talking. You guys just say, "Oh, I'm gonna."
Well, then Eric will. Eric just said, "Well, what, boy?"
It wasn't. It wasn't technically a Christmas episode, but it was based on a TV show. There's an album, My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. It's a pony kind of Christmas, and that was That's a pretty good festive album if you got kids. Because they do all the classic Christmas song plus It's a Pony Kind of Christmas.
All right, well, viewers, this was the last episode of the Neon Nightcast podcast.
I fucking told you. I told you this was it.
this is it.
She looks all right still.
She does look all right still. Her kids.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus, like they're like fucking 12-year-olds. There's nothing to
leave them alone.
Jesus, Mike, what's wrong with you?
But I guess we should mention the Futurama Christmas special where it's like the Santa robot.
See, I don't.
Oh yeah, and like tries to destroy Planet Express.
Yeah, but my favorite part of that is the annoying ass Tiny Tim robot, and Bender like really fucking hates him, and he like kicks his crutch in.
Yeah, that's the best part. I remember Family Guy had a really good Christmas episode where Stewie and Brian go to find him, and they find out he's all sick because of, I don't know, kids being greedy. And then Brian and Stewie end up having to be Santa Claus, and they break into their first house, and then it goes like incredibly wrong, and they end up murdering someone.
Yeah, I didn't like that episode. The only funny thing in that was the Aurora Borealis. If you remember that.
Yeah, it's the guy from Bones.
Yeah, and Buffy. And he's just like in the sky, and they're just... I don't remember the line, but it was funny
either. No, but it's funny when they go into the first house and everything goes wrong, and they end up like murdering everyone and ruining this family, and they're like, that took 4 hours, and that was like the first house. Like, that's funny.
No, that was just like edgy and stupid.
No,
Eric doesn't understand modern humor.
How is it edgy? Explain yourself, well, like, edgelord.
Nah, just you know what I mean. Like, what else can I say? I thought it was edgy and stupid. Like, it is what it is.
I think it was kind of creative. Like, I know Dexter's Laboratory had an episode, and for some reason, Dexter didn't like Santa, and he ends up like fighting him, and they get in like a jet plane fight. And yeah, I just thought that was funny because it was like, I don't know, different.
I liked the Christmas special within The Simpsons. It's a crusty kind of Christmas.
Or Kiss Saves Christmas from Family Guy.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
What's Krusty's Christmas?
A crusty kind of Christmas. He's just like walks in with a turkey, and he's just like, "Oh, hello! I didn't see you come in there." And then he like pulls down the window shade because there's like a studio in the background. And he's like, "What's that I hear? Some carolers?" And then he opens the door, and it's like, "Oh, look! It's football coaching legend Tom Landry and his wife, Brazilian supermodel Shoshila." And that's all they really show you of it.
Is that like the crusty comedy
classic?
Is it KKK?
No.
Like they spell Christmas. They spell Christmas with K.
Yeah, but that was the greatest. It was like live from the Apollo Theater. Yeah. It's the crusty comedy classic, and they spell it with all K's, and he's just like, KKK, that's not good.
We thought that was a good idea.
But Kiss Save Santa is great too. Like,
oh man,
everyone knows pterodactyls are vulnerable to guitar screeching.
Yeah, that's really old Family Guy.
So what else? What other Christmas specials should we touch on?
Yeah, this episode's not really
We're going to talk
unrevealing itself, unraveling itself.
There you go, unraveling.
Yeah, unraveling itself nicely.
We were going to talk about Nickelodeon.
Let's talk about Nickelodeon, Disney, and someone who we'll talk about after, because it's someone I've wanted to talk about for a while. Because we talk about Disney and Nickelodeon enough.
Bob's Burgers was on Disney, right?
Now it's Fox.
Okay, well, anyway, Bob's Burgers has a really good episode.
Bob's Burgers has a lot of good...
Whoever's clicking their mouse continuously.
Has a lot of good...
episodes?
About,
what are you trying to say?
About things... Holiday episodes.
Okay, yeah, like the Thanksgiving ones are the best, but the Christmas one was, I think, really funny because they're trying to get that tree, the Christmas tree, but then they get stalked by that one
the guy
truck,
driving a candy cane truck.
Yeah. And then eventually Bob gets stuck, and Bob thinks that the candy cane guy is going to come kill him, but everything works out.
I like
the
that
candy cane guy helps them, but
I like that in that episode when they go to that little diner, and my brain today. Linda orders like that dessert that takes like a really long time to cook, and he's like, "We don't have time for this."
Oh yeah. Oh, we also forgot about Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo.
Oh my god, yes, South Park kills it for holiday episodes, man. Like the Mr. Hanky Christmas special, amazing. It's a musical. There's a lot of episodes in South Park that are just really friggin' good. Like there's the one where they go to Canada and they're like, "Oh, if we don't get a Christmas adventure this year, I miss Christmas. I'm going to be so mad at you, Kyle," because they're just trying to get the Ike back because he gets like deported or whatever. And that's a hilarious episode because it's basically like the Wizard of Oz, but it's Canada, and they are having a Christmas adventure, but not really. Then there's the one where they go to the Middle East to save Santa and or save Jesus. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Save Santa, and then Jesus gets murdered by terrorists. Yeah. That's a good episode.
There's also, I saw it on Netflix, but Black Mirror is kind of this, I don't know how to describe Black Mirror. It has like some
it's
social
like the Twilight
issues.
Zero.
Yeah, it's like the Twilight Zone, but with like modern social issues and kind of that kind of stuff in it. And they had a really good Christmas special where it has this guy and he's telling them about, so in the future everyone has like this thing in their head, or like it takes over their eyes to where you can see information about people, and this guy has a restraining order against him from his ex-girlfriend and his daughter, but he has a restraining order so he can't see them. Like the computer in his eyes blocks them out, so he can't see them, he can't hear them, nothing. And the same for them.
That's a nice idea.
But then like there's a huge twist at the end of it, and it's a really great episode.
What a twist!
Really well done.
So it's like the Twilight Zone, but it was with modern social issues. So does it start off with?
Yeah, it's like a social satire type thing.
So is it like submitted for your approval? A story of an SJW who's triggered by everything they see.
Anytime a word like social issues is brought up, the immediate thing that comes into Eric's mind is SJW.
Triggered.
SJW triggered. Oh God.
The guy's just like, we all have our triggers in life. But imagine, if you will, if you were triggered by everything you saw, by life itself,
by literally everything,
submitted for your approval, a story of a modern university campus.
And it's like this girl wakes up and like there's like a flyer getting pushed under her door, and she like looks at it and has like it's like for a kegger and has like a beer a guy chugging a beer on it, and she's just like, rape! Rape!
It's getting less funny the longer it goes on. Yeah. But I guess you mentioned Nickelodeon.
Yeah, let's talk about like Nickelodeon and Disney. I really want to talk about that.
There's that crazy, I don't know what show it is because I was already too old for this shit, but I've seen GIFs, and it's like a high school show, and it's like Ariana Grande and two other chicks. They're dressed like Santa's strippers, and they're like dancing around and singing and like flashing panties and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I've never seen that, but I want to. But I feel like my boy Dan Schneider had something to do with that, right?
I'm going to assume so, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, like, how did he get his job? And, like, no one, like, filming any of these shows where he just has, like, 15-year-old girls, like, whoring it up. Like, no one was ever just like, Dan, like, what's going on with you, man? Like, this is fucked up. Like,
It's Hollywood, Mike.
There's so many theories about him having all these foot fetishes, because then, like, you watch these shows, and there's always, like, foot jokes and, like, stinky feet and blah, 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 and yeah, the guy's a fucking pervert.
Him and Quentin Tarantino are actually having a running contest to see who can fit their foot fetish into their productions the most. Currently, I think Schneider has the edge, but Tarantino's close second.
Well, Tarantino's made 8 films. Schneider's has like 13 shows about little girls.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I was talking about the foot fetish thing, not the...
Well, he's got the little girls talking about their foot.
Tarantino doesn't seem to have the...
Yes, I don't think Tarantino is a pedophile like Dan Schneider.
Yeah. No, he just has a foot fetish.
Which, hey, you know, there's nothing wrong with having
I'm not saying there's anything wrong.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with having a foot fetish.
There's definitely something wrong with being a pedophile.
Oh, yeah, that goes without saying.
That pedophiles actually want to incorporate a P into LGBT so that their situation becomes more normalized.
So they're like,
and you know
what the fuck is
wrong
with you?
Try to piggyback off of that, you guys. You guys are really going to get accepted in that community.
Yeah. Well, listen, this is the fucked up part, and I mean, this is a little something more serious than we normally talk about on this show, but whatever. In the early days of like in the late 70s, early 80s, when they started having gay pride parades, NAMBLA, which is like the North American Boy Love Association, they would march in the early gay pride parades. But then what happened was the other people involved in the gay pride parades were like, look, we're trying to get mainstream acceptance. We can't do that if you fucks keep marching with us. So they banned them from the parade.
It's like 1 year.
And now they're trying to like work themselves back into it.
It's like 1 year they were like, wait, what does NAMBLA stand for? And they're like, National Man Boy. And they're like, oh, shit, we can't have them here. Because, like, really, like, yeah, like, it's like Christine Westland Chandler trying to piggyback. You know, she became... You know, I feel like an asshole talking about this stuff because I really don't understand, like, that struggle or whatever. But I wholeheartedly agree that Christine Westland Chandler got into the whole I'm a girl, I'm an SJW, blah, 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 because she saw how popular it was, and she figured that she would, you know, meet her girlfriend by getting involved in this, by getting sympathy, by getting involved with this. And I think it kind of worked for her, surprisingly.
Right, because when she was a man, everybody just thought she was a creepy loser, but now she's a trans, so there's a certain subset of the population that, oh, well, we have to accept her.
Yeah.
But yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Garrett. If you look at that picture that Garrett just posted, Mike, it's
I'm looking, my friend.
It's the
Mike. That's underage girls.
No,
probably like 18 in that picture.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let me see whenever she was.
So, anyways, it's like oh, like, you know, people are fighting for their rights and want to be accepted, which is awesome. You know, it's a good thing that, you know, LBGQ or whatever did that and are doing that. But, like, hey, pedophiles, like, you're not really on the same level here. Like, maybe fuck off. Maybe not try to piggyback onto this.
Yeah,
well,
like...
It's up to them to tell them to fuck off.
And I'm sure they did.
I'm sure they are, yeah. Like, I'm absolutely sure they're like, no, stay away from us. We don't want you associated with us at all in any way.
Well, we were talking about this kind of earlier when we were playing like League and stuff. In every game, there's always like a loli character, but it's okay to think she's hot because she's like 1,000 years old. But it's like not really.
Like when Zoe came out in League of Legends, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's fine. She's 1,000 years old."
Yeah, she's some god.
Like, it's not, because she's got a child's body.
Yeah,
and like Rule 30. Hold on. Reddit has a subreddit called Rule 34 League of Legends, which Rule 34, if you don't know what it means, is if it exists, there's porn of it.
Yeah.
So Rule 34 League of Legends is just a lot of porn of League of Legends.
Yeah.
And the mods did an AMA about, I think, just modding Rule 34 League of Legends. And someone asked about Zoe, and he's like, that was the hardest week of my life. because we had to ban so much shit.
Yeah.
We had to like do new rules.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was just...
Well, there should have already been rules because of like Lulu and Annie.
Annie, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I think there were already rules, but Annie is actually a 13-year-old. So, but Zoe's 1,000 years old, and I'm sure some people tried to play that argument to get their shit posted.
Yeah.
So,
well, to play devil's advocate, like, I don't like it, but I don't think lolicon should be illegal because I think it's basically a thought crime. Also, recently, because Japan's getting the Olympics in 2020, and like, of course, like that's where lolicon is made. So Britain was like, oh, Japan, like this is really perverted that you allow this, and people were pointing out that like, Britain, they've had prime ministers and celebrities got caught in like massive child molestation rings.
Oh my god!
They had that
Merry Christmas, everyone.
They had that gang of Muslims that got caught molesting over 1,000 kids. They have a rape rate of something like 38 out of every 100,000 people. Meanwhile, Japan, no known pedophile gangs, and their rape rate is like ridiculously low. It's like 3 out of every 100,000 people. But you're going to call them perverts because they have a fucking lolicon industry?
I know that's kind of, it's ridiculous. It's hypocritical. Like the game Terra. It has that whole race of Ellens, which are basically just lolis, and they're
every other MMO now has a race.
Yeah, but they're like this ageless whatever. That's okay with me. I don't mind having that mixed in with like the races. It just adds whatever. But when I'm sitting around in chat or whatever, and like there's just people like literally jerking off to their avatars, it's just kind of like.
Yeah,
that's a little too far, my friend.
You've never jerked off to your own avatar?
I played a Kastanik? Was that what it's called? I thought she was hot.
I think that's right.
I thought she was hot, but she was a full-figured woman with like devil horns.
I'll tell you, when I used to play Smash Bros. Brawl, I would just have Zero Suit Samus and Peach fight each other, and I'd basically always have my dick in my hand softly stroking it.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
I'm joking, obviously.
And the line's been crossed.
This is such a weird episode, man.
Yeah, like the title of this one can't be Christmas specials because
it's gonna be like Christmas Special 1 NSFW, like for the second week in a row.
And we should just make the picture like that picture that Garrett just posted.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
funny stuff.
I agree with it kind of being like thought policing,
Yeah. Well, like, this is the thing. Like, if it's actually, like, I'm not defending, like, I don't want anyone to misconstrue this.
Yeah.
I don't think actual shit involving real children should be legal. I don't agree
of course
with that.
not. Of course not.
But when it's, like, drawn material, like, yes, it's creepy. I don't think it should be, like, sold publicly in, like, newsstands or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I think the idea of making possessing a drawing illegal is too much. It's a thought crime, basically.
Yeah, that's going a little too far.
There's like a slippery slope there.
Listen. If the cops break into your house because you own one lolicon donjon, it's kind of like, what the fuck? But if they bust into your house and your walls is covered in it, hey, yeah, that's a little... probably a red flag.
Yeah, there's somewhere where it needs to be stopped. I don't know where it is.
There is a line, but yes,
it should be stopped when it involves an actual person.
See,
I don't know, because Eric, if you went over to someone's house for the first time and you walked in and literally it was like figures, magazines, dojins, pictures, wall scrolls, you would be like, this guy is a fucking pedophile. You wouldn't be like, I'm thought policing him. He's allowed to have this. But if he had one magazine, you'd be like, yeah, whatever.
And it's like, if they have, let's change it to like a rape doujin fetish. Like, you don't think that like they want to rape the girl? It's like,
you're right, but what are you going to do then? Make rape doujins illegal? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but again, like, there's a point where you go too far.
You're right.
So,
I don't disagree.
I think it's impossible to draw that line.
Yeah, there's a point where you go too far without involving someone else, I think.
Yeah.
You're right, because if it's at a certain level, it's clear that it's an unhealthy obsession.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, like, don't put them in jail. I feel like they need mental help, like counseling or some sort.
Well, I had a friend I do have a friend, and he spends part of his time living in Germany. And essentially in Germany, if you come out as being a pedophile or having thoughts of rape, they don't just will throw you in jail, which I don't think here would do that necessarily.
They can't do you. Yeah, it would be thinking something.
But anyways,
you have to go to like counseling.
Anyways, they will basically force you to get help for it. And I thought that was pretty cool. Like, it's like government funded and all that shit.
Yeah, that's probably how it should be done.
Yeah. I think so. There should be a way for people like that to get counseling of some sort.
So, viewers, if you have thoughts of hurting...
Oh, for Christ's sake.
hurting in people in any way, there's always numbers you can call, everyone. I feel like we had to say that. I don't know.
Well, what those numbers are, we don't know.
Maybe I'll put one into the description, but I don't know if I will. I don't know. Like, it's
shit.
And like if you're saying that Japan has like a low rape rate and a low actual perverted stuff rate, then maybe these donjins and hentai, maybe it does help the populace.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's never been proven, because I don't think there really is a way this could be proven. Yes. But a theory is that because they allow that stuff in an animated form, that allows a lot of those people a way to express those fantasies without involving any actual people.
Well, and I think an argument towards it is like all those Catholic priests that ended up molesting young boys. They're told they're not allowed to masturbate. They're not allowed to do anything. You're not allowed to get married.
So actually, hold on. The Australian Child Abuse Association sent a letter to the Vatican saying, yeah, maybe you should let your priests get married, because there's a lot of them fucking little kids.
Yeah.
So, and I thought that was hilarious, because it's super hypocritical because the Catholic Church hides that shit, and they hide it really well. Yeah. So Yeah.
Not so much anymore, but that's basically because they've been forced out into the open with all this.
I'm sure there's still a fuck ton of bishops and priests that are.
Oh, it for sure still goes on. It was just like hot news when it first came out. Now it still goes on, but no one gives a shit because we're all on to the next stuff.
Yeah.
So speaking of Christianity and Catholicism, Christmas, that they celebrate Christmas, right, guys?
Yeah, I mean, not the only one.
Ding dong ding. But what's funny is putting up a Christmas tree and decorating it. That's actually not a Christian tradition. That's a pagan tradition.
Yeah,
it
like
is.
Hiding eggs on Easter and finding the eggs is pagan too.
Yeah,
I think at this time in the history of man, Christmas has become more of a universal thing.
It's only in Christian countries though. Like, you don't celebrate Christmas in Saudi Arabia.
I mean, look at Ariana Grande in that photo Garrett posted. She's wearing a short skirt and antlers. You might as well call her a fucking pagan fertility goddess at this point.
Okay, well, we're at the 50-minute mark, so that's the end of a Neon Nightcast Christmas special. We didn't talk about Christmas at all.
We'll see you next week when we'll be discussing Christmas movies, and we think we'll have a lot to say about that. Actually,
yeah,
so.
maybe we won't talk about perverted bullshit. Okay, bye. Merry
See you
Christmas.
next.
Adios.